Ahead of Tuesday's elections, President Biden on Wednesday took a big swing at the 2024 political horizon. He said former President Trump abused his power and encouraged his extreme MAGA followers to subvert the electoral system itself. In a nighttime address sponsored by the Democratic National Committee near the Capitol, Biden asked midterm voters to defend democracy now and reject the approximately 300 candidates who say they support Trump's big lie that the 2020 presidential election was stolen. Reprising a theme from his 2020 campaign, Biden said the choice at hand is a struggle for the very soul of America itself. The president and Trump have each made it known through their respective loyalists that they're quietly preparing election strategies for the presidential contest that officially begins the minute the results of the midterm races are tallied. Biden, 79, says he intends to seek re-election if his health is good. Trump, 76, has teased for months that he'll probably run again after considering, and getting talked out of, making his candidacy known before the midterms. The Washington Post. The former president hopes victories Tuesday among Republican candidates he endorsed this year will secure his standing as the front-runner for his party's nomination. Biden, who would turn 86 before the end of a second term, has not yet made a final decision on another presidential campaign, his advisors say, but he has indicated publicly and privately that he envisions seeking a second term unless fate intervenes. He boasts that he's the only Democrat who has beaten Trump, whom he described on Wednesday as a danger to the country. The Washington Post. Trump is embroiled in multiple civil and criminal investigations and may want to announce his candidacy earlier rather than later to erect a political shield and to try to block other Republicans who have made no secret of their interest in a White House bid. Biden recently told CBS's 60 Minutes that the timing of a decision and announcement of a re-election bid sets in motion specific requirements, which he is weighing. Look, if I were to say to you, I'm running again, all of a sudden, a whole range of things come into play that I have requirements I have to change and move and do, he said. Some members of his party have been vocal that they want a younger, more popular and more progressive Democratic nominee on the 2024 ticket, heading into choppier economic waters next year and facing more Republicans in the House and possibly in the Senate. Biden's openings to enact an agenda and inspire public confidence could sink. This is not about me, this is about all of us, the president said during his Wednesday speech. Biden recently defended his re-election attributes during an MSNBC interview without stating his intentions. I have more substantive experience on the issues facing the country, both in foreign policy and domestic policy, than any president ever, just because I've been around so long doing this, he told columnist Jonathan Capehart. Right now, I feel completely capable of doing the job as well as anyone can do the job, and we'll see. The Hill. Biden goes after Trump lies in a democracy speech. Meanwhile, Trump endorsed Arizona Senate Republican challenger Blake Masters' chances of toppling Sen. Mark Kelly, D., got a boost this week when Mark Victor, the Libertarian candidate, dropped out and threw his support behind the GOP nominee, writes The Hill's Al Weaver. It could be a lifeline for Masters and the Republican Party. Kelly has been considered the favorite to win re-election since Masters emerged from the early August primary battered and underfunded. However, Masters gained some momentum in recent weeks. According to recent surveys, I think it could be a difference maker, said Daniel Scarpinato, who served as a top aide to Arizona Gov. Doug Ducey. There are a lot of ballots out there, and if the Libertarian pulls a couple percent it can have an impact. We've seen that in Arizona in many cycles. A new Fox News poll, released Tuesday, puts Kelly ahead of Masters by 2 points, with 47% of Arizona registered voters saying they'll back the Democrat incumbent and 45% saying they'll cast their ballot for the challenger. The Hill. In neighboring New Mexico, Biden will campaign in Albuquerque today. The Hill's Alex Gaetano and Brett Samuels report. The president will be in the blue stronghold just days before the midterms, where there's a tight gubernatorial race between Gov. Michelle Lujan Grisham, D., and Republican Mark Ronchetti. Lujan Grisham holds a 3-point lead over Ronchetti. According to a Monday Emerson College The Hill poll, Biden's western swing includes California but notably not Arizona or Nevada where there are close Senate races that could determine control of the chamber. NPR. Key GOP groups are more fired up to vote in midterms than Democrats. NPR poll finds. Looking forward to the new Congress, some Republican lawmakers are floating investigations into the Biden administration's COVID-19 spending and are looking to tighten the purse strings should they take control of key House or Senate health committees. As The Hill's Nathaniel Wixel writes, Republicans are frustrated with what they see as the administration's unaccountable coronavirus spending, and are looking to shine a spotlight on where billions of dollars have gone, according to a GOP aide. At the same time, lawmakers such as Sen. Rand Paul, RK, who is in line to lead the Senate Health Committee, could use oversight hearings to try to question Anthony Fauci, who will retire in December as the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. Paul, who has frequently sparred with Fauci, could grill current and former officials about the U.S. pandemic response and origins of the original coronavirus that emerged in China. Emails sent to the January 6 House Select Committee by former Trump aide John Eastman reveal the former president's lawyers viewed Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas as the only chance to stop the 2020 election certification. First reported by Politico, 8 emails contain correspondence among Trump's lawyers. After Eastman originally sought to withhold them from the committee, a judge ordered them to be turned over to the House panel, describing the emails as evidence of likely crimes. "We want to frame things so that Thomas could be the one to issue some sort of stay or other circuit justice opinion saying Georgia is in legitimate doubt," Trump attorney Kenneth Casebro wrote in a December 2020 email exchange. A superscript: at the Hill, Trump files lawsuit against NYAG to halt review of personal trust. A superscript: at the Hill, former Trump aide Kash Patel set to testify in Mar-a-Lago docs pro-minority leader Kevin McCarthy, R. California, has told U.S. Chamber of Commerce board members and state leaders that the organization must undertake a complete leadership change, Axios reported. In part in reaction to Democratic candidate endorsements made by the chamber in 2020, he wants President and CEO Suzanne Clark replaced if the GOP wins a House majority and he rises to Speaker. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce team serves a vital role in the daily defense of American business, Mark Orton, chairman of the Chamber's board of directors, told Axios. "We serve our members, not a political party. Staying true to that mission requires a smart, savvy, vigorous leader like our CEO Suzanne Clark. A broken bar. She has our complete support."